So there's a couple of people I know said they would join, so I'm sure they'll be here in a minute, hopefully.
I know it might cause an issue if we're waiting on people, but when it comes time to vote taking, I'll say it again, but when it comes time to vote taking, I'm not going to be voting on any legislative recommendations. It's for a judge. It's not ethical to take a position on anything of public policy. So I'm going to ask that you mark me as present, but abstaining from anything that recommends the legislative action because I can't take a position.
That's certainly understandable. Do you know my neighbor Nori Gelfman?
Oh, Judge Gelfman.
Yeah.
From Howard. I saw her last at the conference in the spring.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lived next door to her and her husband for 33 or 34 years. They're terrific people.
When I last saw her, I told her one of the reasons I got into this business was watching Dick on WJZ years ago. I loved Dick Gelfman.
Yeah. Yeah, when we moved here, I came from Washington, D.C. I didn't know he was on TV.
Really, it showed what the profession could do to help people. I was fascinated by it.
Mm-hmm.
So we have quorum now, and I know that Danielle has her hand up.
I just want to let you know that after discussions with Secretary Scruggs this week, and in addition to our legislative services team, PPSCS will be abstaining from voting on the recommendations today. Thanks.
Okay. As long as we have a quorum of members, then we just need whoever votes. So we have a quorum now. So and hopefully a few others will join us. Great. Well, let's get started. Good morning, everybody. Happy holiday season. Happy end of government shutdown. Well, hopefully that's the last one we'll see for a while. And I just Ainsley is putting up the agenda for today. So if there is anything that needs to be added to the agenda that you couldn't fit into any discussions or whatever, you might want to say so. But we're going to go through the report. We'll go look at it page by page. We're not necessarily going to read it all, but just go through and make sure everybody has some input. And those who don't vote, I mean, appreciate your comments too, though. I mean, you're certainly able to make comments and suggestions, and that we'd appreciate that. So what the procedure is we're going to vote on a report as a whole. We've already approved the recommendations in the two previous meetings. So I've already looked at the report, and there's some typos and things. We're going to, after the approval of the report, we're going to go through an editorial look at things. Judith Lichtenberg loves to edit, and she's really good at it. She's volunteered. She's helped us with all the other reports. So it'll be Ainsley, Judy, and I. And people can send in any any suggestions about edits after this meeting, because we don't, as like any other kind of written document, there's always room for improvement or correction. So we will accept anything that helps us make a better report. And the report will go, if approved, will go to the governor's office, and it usually takes up to a couple of weeks for them to look it over and have the governor sign it and send it on to the president of the Senate and the Speaker of the House. So, and I will probably have a meeting next week with Ainsley's boss about the report and all that. So, before we begin, are there any suggestions for any changes to the agenda or anything else of importance that anybody would like to submit right now? Okay. Well, that I'd like to turn it over to Ainsley. We'll take a look at the minutes.
Perfect. And I just want to make sure that everybody feels comfortable. I took the votes from the chat as we voted by chat last time. So I just want to make sure that those are all reflected accurately. But otherwise, meeting minutes are normal. So.
I presume everybody's had a chance to look it over at least, and if are there any suggestions for changes, or are the minutes acceptable as is? Hearing no suggestions, will somebody suggest that we approve the minutes?
I vote to approve them.
Okay, well, we got approval and a second at the same time, so thank you. I appreciate Ainsley being able to keep this wonderful record we have, and again, we have all this stuff in the Dropbox, right, Ainsley? So at any time, people can go look back at all the records of everything we have. Okay. You want to talk about your feedback form?
Yeah, so I'm going to drop it in the chat right now. So this is just a quick feedback form. I wanted to thank everybody for a great first year of this commission. We're figuring things out as we go. So this is just a quick feedback form that asks, for your feedback about what's working, what's not working, and if you have any scheduling concerns for the next year that we want to keep in mind. So it's super short, should take like less than a minute to fill out. And I will be looking over those. It's anonymous, so I won't be like knocking on your door to like fill it out, but I really appreciate all of the feedback that you have. So we can start preparing for next year as a commission.
Okay. Any questions? Somebody's saying something, so I can't quite hear. Then we have a suggestion or made a comment. I thought I heard something, but
that was my background. Somebody was talking in another room.
Okay. Mushin is not talking already, is he? Not quite yet. No, that we're talking about his baby son. How old is Mushin?
17 months on the 15th.
17 months. Wow,
Yeah.
Time flies.
Yeah.
Okay, discussion and vote on the annual report. I'd like to just go through, maybe not, we're not going to read every line, but go through and make some general suggestions. For example, I saw some typos in the letter that we're going to submit that under my name as the chair. So, and so I see, I'm going to suggest those as Ainsley and I and Judy go through the letter. So, and the other thing, that are there any other suggestions on the letter? If I've tried to mention, that this is our second report. Actually, it's our first annual. Our second report, we had the interim report, and a little bit about how this happened with the stakeholders groups that we have, and how we, the whole purpose of this is to improve the criminal justice system and be of service to the citizens, which I think, is our ultimate purpose. If there's any other thing that people want me to put in the letter, or maybe make some type of acclamation for somebody or something that we're doing, I'd be happy to do that. So, okay, so want to go forward to the next page, table of contents. Acronyms, I want to stop there for a second. I did suggest, and Ainsley has a list, we missed some acronyms like Maryland Higher Education Commission, UMS, and stuff like that. I want to divide these into two groups, just general acronyms and then acronyms for all the institutions, because we have, umpteen institutions there, just to make it a little easier for reading. If there's any acronym we may have missed, that please suggest it, and we'll put it in there. Okay. So, okay. Any, would you like? Okay, she's fixing that right now. Okay, terrific. I wish I could work that fast on a computer. Hope everybody's title is accurate or how you'd like to be represented. We took all these from the last report. And is there anybody that wants their title or their name or anything fixed on that? Is that okay?
Secretary Scruggs' name is wrong. It says Carol instead of Carolyn.
Okay,
Thank you.
In my name, the S in Dieselman is capitalized.
and is it also separate, the space?
One word, the capital S, yes. If
Okay,
you could, while we're on it, if you could put Junior, just because too many people know my father.
I'm sorry, could you say that again? Too many people?
Know my father, if you could just put the Junior. Thank you.
Okay. I think it's a good Italian name and tribute to my recent 2-week vacation, so love it. Next page, if there is our stakeholder members, and want to make sure we have everybody's name that should be included. And so if there's anybody missing, please, and you're aware of it and they aren't on the call, please let us know. Because so many people have done so much on these reports that I want to make sure we definitely include their names. Okay. All right. The executive summary, Ainsley, you want to explain how you just put this together? It's pretty simple, but go ahead.
Yeah, this is just the executive summary. It lists all of the recommendations, just that first like couple sentences of the recommendations. Later on, we'll have a survey so we can figure out how we're going to rank all of the recommendations. But this is just a really fast way if somebody wants to just get to the meat of the report. This has all the recommendations.
Okay, so the numbers may change and it'll be in rank order of how we all feel one is more important than the other. Okay. All right. So we try to get some background into this report so that people understand how this commission came about, what its purposes are, what it's been doing, and so we actually cite at the beginning the law and its membership and all that. So I mean, you could go on and on and on about background. So unless there's something really important that you want to put in there, you can suggest it now or after this meeting. But we just want to make sure people understand where this is basically coming from. Okay. And they're listing the activities. We've had so many meetings. I mean, the commission has been terrific, meeting every month and even twice last month. And the stakeholders groups have met numerous times and the people who are leading those groups have been just terrific in getting to work together. And the bulk of these recommendations have come from the stakeholder people, many of whom are on the commission, but a lot of people who have donated time who are not on the commission, but have just been terrific in what they've done to help us. Okay. And so now we get to the main body, which is, again, the recommendations, but in each case, we've given a background, we've talked about the issue, and we've talked about a solution. And we have voted on all these recommendations. So today, we're not going to vote on that unless somebody wants to raise an issue that we should revote. But other than that, we'll this has all been accepted already by quorum votes of the commission. And this shows all the work that's been done. I mean, if you go through this report and maybe just go scrolling through it, some of these items look at the charts that are put together, and in some cases, like this one that Ainsley's put together with help from other people. There's there's a blank page. And so and we have all kinds of charts, like, and I hope you've had a chance to look at it, and graphs, and it just really looks good. I mean, I think it's really the look of the report as well as the substance is terrific. We even have some photos under some, and the PEP chart, and so, okay. So those, and then we have future activities. And I wanted to add one. I just think it's implied in everything, and Angie and I talked about it. That one of the things that's really hurting anything we do is the shortage of officers. In the East and in the West, institutions are shut down so often because of officer shortages. And when that's all programs are shut down, not just education. And so I think the commission could offer a real service by examining the situation of officer shortage and trying to offer solutions. We can come up with some partial solutions on technology and virtual. So Department of Labor is really trying, Department of Public Safety are trying to set up a virtual situation that pilot at RCI, and I understand it's not happening right now because of bandwidth or something. But we really ought to be pushing for that, because we do have a technology solution for at least partially offering education. And we all know that digital education with face-to-face is the most powerful type of instruction. But we don't have either digital or face-to-face at several institutions, and we ought to say something about it, offer our suggestions, look into it a little bit, and make it a point of discussion. I had number 9. I roughly put it together, examine the officer shortage problem and offer partial solutions such as the use of technology and virtual learning. And if anybody wants to reword that, or anybody has any problem with even bringing that up, I just think it's that this is something that we ought to take a look at in our future activities. And it's not that Department of Public Safety and Labor haven't been doing it. It's just that we can encourage it, and maybe we can get some support for them. Okay. And in this case, John Feaster or Danielle, I mean, we're not voting or anything. So if you want to make any comments on this, I would really appreciate, your thoughts on any of these items.
Sure. What I'll say is I've gone through the report with a pretty fine-tooth comb, and for what it's worth, I think that it accurately, communicates all the work that the commission's done over the last year or so. And again, as we at least at Labor, we're going to abstain from voting as well. It sounded like DPSCS is going to do the same. I do believe that all the information is accurate. I did catch a few of those minor typos, but it sounds like you're all over it.
Well, if you see them, just tell us anyway. If we could still miss them if somebody doesn't tell us, we're not AI yet. We're working on it, trying, but so any suggestions, even if you think somebody else caught it, it would be great. Okay.
Gordon has his hand up.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I think it's good that we do weigh in on how staffing is a problem for education and occupational activities, but I would caution to avoid stuff like using words like personal opinions or personal. Let's just identify the issue and open it up for us to really comment or speak about it, and leave decision makers to take it from there. It shouldn't be a personal thing. This is business. We're just trying to make things better.
When we visited RCI and ECI, I was really impressed on how the officers were working hard in a tough situation. And teachers, they were all very open about, the teachers were frustrated because they want to get out there and teach. And they were very open about showing us what they're doing to make up, working on their packets and keeping records on computer. The officers, were trying to keep the peace, trying to keep order, running around doing things that to make things work. So, and at RCA, the warden opened up about the whole situation. I mean, right when we were there, the medical team came up and it just prevented a suicide. She talked openly about in the recent weeks about suicide attempts. People aren't really hiding things that I can see. I mean, they're not sugarcoating it. It's a tough situation, and everybody in it that I saw was trying to offer a good solution. So I do take your point, Gordon. You know, we can come up with some stuff that people aren't doing right and all that, but I don't want to personalize. I want to put this out that we're working together with people to solve a tough situation. Yesterday, I met with the recent head of the National Institute of Corrections, Stefan Labulio. He was head of reentry in Montgomery County for years, and then has done research, and then National Institute of Corrections, which is the training arm of the Federal Bureau of Prisons and the Department of Justice for Corrections. And he said this is a national problem. There's a shortage all over the country, and people are just racking their brain trying to solve it. It's not just Maryland. So.
And if you don't mind, I'd just like to reiterate that the virtual program is certainly not a solution to the staffing shortage problem. It really is just a tool to help bridge the gap until, you know, those staffing shortages can be remedied. And obviously we want to use it to extend learning capabilities beyond the time that they have in the classroom as well. So I just wanted to just put it out there. It's a tool to help, you know, extend classroom hours to kind of bridge the gap while we have the shortage. It certainly is not the solution to the shortage.
No, I agree. And I'm looking to the Department of Labor and Public Safety to really give us some input on that effort and helping us to craft thoughts on this as we go forward. Because I know you guys are working on it. And there was a thing just today in the Washington Post about actually it was from New York Times about technology and how even in the public schools using tablets in the school may actually be a detriment to pen and paper stuff, because people can sit there and pretend they're doing tablets and doing other things, even the school tablets, not just their own that they might bring in. So in addition to shutting down phones for all day long, tablets are not necessarily a solution in the classroom unless they're used, maintained properly, and they interact with face-to-face instruction. And we got to keep that in mind. If in our work too, it's no different for adults. If the kids can't stay on task, maybe adults can't either without people in the classroom to help them. So, thank you, John, and I really thank you and Rochelle and Danielle for your work in this area of technology. Okay. So, comments on this whole report, suggestions. Are we missing something? While people are thinking, I'm going to say I want to thank the chairs, Andrea Cantera for her work in higher ed, Diana Bailey for career technology, and Danielle and Ainsley and Judith Lichtenberg for adult basic ed and overall coordination of these groups. I would like the chairs to make a comment, if they would please, on the report. Just so I'll call on you as in no particular order. Andrea, your thoughts on this report, please.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, overall, I think the report, a lot of hard work went into this, and I think each work group did a great job just pulling out some really core issues. And Ainsley and Steve and Judy, but mostly Ainsley, did an amazing job just putting this together, the writing, right? Like, a lot of us fed you material, but you really turned it into something that's a great report. I think people are going to actually read this and it makes sense. And especially for our subgroup, you know, it's been almost a year that we've been working on this, and from the beginning we identified some core issues and then narrowed down some top recommendations. And I'm really impressed with the work of everybody, and especially my subgroup, because we spent the most time together. It's great. And Steve, you've said this before, that everyone's really moving ideas forward, and there hasn't been too much like distraction from these issues, and we just worked really hard on this. I'm just very impressed with how it's turned out. I don't have any more suggestions because we've been really thorough with vetting all of this. So great job, everybody.
Terrific. Thank you, Andrea. You've given us terrific leadership on this report and all kinds of other things going on at your college. And I mean, I think the higher ed stuff is moving forward because a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I think that your group has pulled together a lot of things that are going on, so we know what's going on, and everybody's getting knowledge. I mean, UMS is doing stuff, MHEC is doing stuff, you know, and public safety is coordinating this, and so people are now aware of the process and how we can help it along. And I think your suggestions, some of which could end up being legislation, are terrific, opening up the possibility of grants or tuition for people incarcerated. And I mean, that would be great to make up for the lack of money from Pell Grants. It would be very helpful.
Absolutely.
Diana,
Yeah.
go ahead, Andrea. Go ahead. Say some. Go ahead.
No,
Yours.
that's it. I'm good.
Diana Bailey, are you with us today?
Yes, I am. Good morning, everyone. And I too wanted to thank our work group that has been going through similar things with the site visits, as well as Ainsley, like for the other groups, did a lot of background research for us as well. So I wanted to thank her for that. Anyway, we have more things that we're interested in accomplishing once the recommendations are activated or passed, and hopefully we'll be able to get started on the core team, and the partners can get busy implementing some of those recommendations. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana. I know you've had some issues with your back, and you're not always, you know, I'm very sympathetic with anybody with back problems, and so you've just pushed forward and kept everybody on track, and worked with you for years before, and that's one of the reasons why I was happy that you were able to join us and take charge. So Ainsley and well, that's maybe ask Danielle. Danielle helped contribute to a lot of stuff in various areas, but she also was very, very active with the adult basic ed. Danielle, would you like to make a comment?
Sure. Just want to thank everybody for, all their support, everything that went into this. Especially shout out to the delegates who were involved and were very active in helping to push these recommendations along. And gotta also do a shout out for our justice impacted folks who really are the key to making sure that we are proposing things that will make sure that what's going on behind the fence and outside are good for our population and everyone who's involved. Thanks. Yeah,
and thank you. I mean, you have helped us a lot with the higher ed, of course, because that's your major responsibility. But you just stepped forward for the adult ed stuff, and with your background at both labor and public safety, it's been extremely helpful. And thank you. I'd like to call on John Feaster, if you want to make some comments on the Department of Labor and all that about the report.
Sure, and I'll just echo my sentiments from a little earlier. I believe the report, it does cover everything in a factual way, and I'm just excited about what the future looks like and what results come of not only this interim report, but the annual reports as we move forward, and then the final report in the end. It's all good work, and I think that we're all moving toward the same goal. So I really just appreciate everybody's patience as we, help collect data and provide some interpretation on some of the rules and regulations and things like that we run into. And we also appreciate everyone's patience as we, discuss the barriers to moving forward. So on and so forth. So really just a big shout out to everyone who's participated. It's a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of super engaged, and just really happy to be a part.
And thank you and all your staff from Rochelle and all the other folks in the office. who have been very active and helpful with visits and with our stakeholder groups. And so thank you so much. I would like to, I see that Delegate Simpson is on the call, is on the Zoom. And so I was wondering if she might want to make a comment, because some of this stuff will end up separate from our report. We mentioned that we recommend for legislation, but we're not writing legislation. That's coming from delegates separately. So Delegate Simpson, would you care to make a few remarks about the process for legislation? Putting you on the spot.
Hello. No, I just wanted to give a quick brief. Hi, I'm Jocelyn Orozco. I'm Delegate Simpson's Chief of Staff. She currently is having some technical difficulties. In terms of the legislative process, we are currently figuring out all of our bills. Bills are being drafted. She's currently trying to get back in as well. Osler, do you see her pop up?
Well, I saw her name, and I also see Delegate Embry, so I would ask her too if she was trying to make any comments. So I appreciate Delegate Simpson having come to the visits and all that. And so if she comes in, she can make some remarks. We let her back in at any time.
Yes.
Delegate
Perfect.
Embry, would you care to make any remarks on the legislative process?
Sure. I'll be brief. I just want to echo what everyone said. It's been an honor to work with everyone and so many experts, and I have learned a lot. And I look forward to working with you during the session on our legislation. So we'll be introducing them. I don't know. I'm not planning to pre-file. I don't know if Delegate Simpson or Pastor are, but I don't think that really matters. So we'll circulate the drafts when we have them and get feedback from everybody. And maybe Ainsley can help with that. And
Yeah, we're in agreement with you, Delegate Embry.
Great.
Delegate Simpson will not be pre-filing as well.
Terrific. So yeah, anyway, we'll all, hopefully see you, your beautiful faces, either in person or some of you maybe on Zoom during session. Thank you.
Yes, some of us usually go and walk around all the halls at the beginning of the session, so we'll definitely be stopping by the offices. I see Riley is here from Delegate Pasteur's office. I don't know if Delegate Pasteur is on, but Riley, if she's not, would you care to make a few comments, please?
Yeah, so Delegate Pasteur, she's having issues. She's always had issues with Google Meet. I don't know why it doesn't like her, but she's actually a viewer right now. She's the number. So she's the phone number that dialed in. So she is on the call, and I know that she can make some comments if she's available to. If you can invite her as a what do you call it? Somebody who could actually do something. Yeah, contributor. Thank you.
Thank you. And then when we take a vote, since she's on the call, she can make a vote. If there's any reason that you need any particular numbers, since she's live on the phone call, she's considered part of the quorum. So when we get to the point here where we're going on the report, so I'm just trying to think if we leave anybody out does anybody else want to make some comments on the report? I think we're getting to the point where we'll vote on the report. Is that proper? Is that the next step, Ainsley? And according to our agenda?
Yes.
Okay. Does anybody else have their hand up to make any other comments before we do that? Okay. So I'd like to entertain a motion to accept the report. This is the report as a whole, not, the recommendations have already been settled. So so somebody please make a motion to accept the report.
I move to accept the report.
Second.
I second it.
Okay. I guess, how should we do this, Angie? Should we do it? So
I think
go ahead.
I think a voice vote is probably the most appropriate. So if we want, I can just go down the list of how everybody appears on my screen. I know a couple of people are abstaining, but if you also want to say that you're abstaining, that would be helpful for the record.
I think this is an important enough report to get everyone to vote. Okay, good. Go ahead, Ansley.
All right, Amanda Owens,
I vote yes.
Dr. Andrea Cantora,
I vote yes.
Dr. Charles Adams,
I vote yes.
perfect. Danielle Cox,
Abstain for DPSCS.
perfect. David Pinder, Dr. David Pinder,
I know he's there. If you can't,
David Pender, are you on the call?
if he can't vote, can he put it in the chat?
Yes.
You can put your vote in the chat.
Delegate Embry,
Yes.
Gordon Pack,
I vote yes.
perfect. John Feaster,
Abstain.
Karen Esterk Jones,
I vote yes.
Judge Mark DeSimone,
He was here.
Did you guys hear me? I abstained.
Okay, okay.
Mary Gable,
Yes.
Meredith Conde,
Yes.
Richard Gibson,
I vote yes.
Dr. Stephen Sturr,
I vote yes.
perfect. And then I don't know if Delegate Cheryl Pester is able to enter in the chat. She should have access to the chat, or she's made a contributor. But if
She votes yes. She can't unmute, but she
okay,
texted.
cool. So the motion passes and the report is accepted.
Angela, I know Delegate Simpson's still having technical difficulties, and she said yes as well. Not sure if she can do it since she's not on the call right now, but she was on the call.
Okay.
Okay, we'll figure it out, but we do have enough people that the motion passes, so the report is accepted. And thank you. I apologize for the technical difficulties.
Yeah, I think we
will
can
definitely
accept her
figure that
vote.
out.
I think we can accept her vote since we have a witness of her staff person and she's on technically, so, okay. So everybody's cast their vote that's involved with the commission. So, the report has been accepted with just the provision that we're going to do some edits and not any substance or anything. So I mean, this is terrific. A unanimous decision with 3 abstentions for reasons that each agency or each person has stated. So this is a commendation on all the work that's been done. That we get to a point of a report that we've gotten rid of all the issues and problems and sorted them out and put things aside that we can't fix yet or can't work on right now. It's tremendous. So thank you so much. I feel proud to be act as your chair and work with all of you and with Ainsley in particular. So and back to our agenda here. So I guess we got to do the ranking.
Yes, Karen, Delegate Simpson is here as well. Just wanted to shout her out.
Okay.
So the ranking of the recommendations, I know that we had some discussion about, which recommendation should go in what order. So this is just a quick survey that you should be able to drag and drop which recommendations you believe should go first. The higher education subgroup already ranked theirs, so that's already been done. But if you wanted to spend 30 seconds just ranking those, we can order the how the recommendations will appear in the report. So thank you. That is in the chat.
So if they click on that ranking of the recommendations, is that a link?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll let people take a little bit of time just to do that. Just to share some stuff while people were voting. I had the meeting yesterday with Stefan Labulio. As I mentioned, he was head of reentry for Montgomery County and the head of the National Institute of Corrections, perhaps the most prestigious body of training corrections in the country. And he wants to come and make some comments about reentry systems in one of our next meetings. He's an expert on reentry, and I thought reentry education is such a key part of reentry that we ought to. And he would also like to contribute, join one of our work groups, if we so, if it's okay, in our next year in our meetings. So I'm just really pleased we could have somebody at his level who wants to volunteer. Of course, he's a citizen of the state of Maryland and really is concerned that we do the best. And he really, I will share the report with him when we can share it publicly. So, All right.
I'm sorry, Steve, I missed that. Who was it?
Stephen Lobulio. It's Stefan. It's Stefan. Lobulio, Lo, capital Buglio. And he was director of reentry for Montgomery County under Rob Green. And then he was the head of the National Institute of Corrections. And of course, that changes with every administration. So when Trump came in, he appointed somebody else to take over. Okay. So has everybody kind of voted, or still some activity there, Ainsley?
Yeah, we're good to move on to the
Okay, great.
next point.
And so everybody for CT and for ABE have done their rankings.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay. 2026. The first item is whether or not we'll have a December meeting. I like the idea of keeping regular meetings, but on the other hand, you know, whether or not that's feasible for everybody. And the next thing after that is January, you know, we'll be in session. So 3 of our members will be very busy. And last time around, we made the meetings instead of 10, we made them at 9 o'clock, right? So probably January, February, March, maybe even April, we'll do 9 o'clock meetings instead of 10 for the convenience of our delegates. Okay. So should we have a December meeting? What's the feeling? I mean, we'll probably be able to then give everybody an update on where it is with the governor, because it takes a little bit of review. And we may want to, people may want to look at some of the future activities. Just because we have future activities, that doesn't mean that the recommendations are over. The recommendations are full of things that we're going to continue into 2025. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on. So maybe let's start with this. I'll ask our stakeholder groups. Do you see would you like, those who are chairing it, would you like to see a December meeting? Andrea?
So you're talking about the large commission or just our
Yes, just a large
subgroups?
commission.
So not subgroups.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I think a short meeting, like 30 minutes would be great.
Okay. That's a good idea. All right. We can exchange Christmas presents. I know, Diana, you're not on the commission per se, but would you like to see a commission meeting in December?
Yes, and to Andre's point, short and sweet, but updates as we move into the new year.
Okay. And Judith Lichtenberg, since you're our editor on this, and also you're the coordinator for all these 3 groups, what do you feel?
That sounds fine to me. So that would be like 4 weeks from now. That would be just before Christmas.
Well, we normally meet early in the month. This is a little bit of an aberration because of my absence for a trip in Italy. So we would meet, what would be the date, Ainsley?
December 4th.
December.
Oh, that's soon.
Or we could do it a week after that too, but it's, you know, traditionally we're doing the first week.
And that would be December 11th.
You want to make it December 11th? That'll give us time for seeing what's going on with the report, because we'll get feedback probably by then from the governor's office. Okay, so December 11th. Okay, so does anybody think that we should not have I mean, if you can't make it because of things, but you know, we'd like to make it, but if anybody does not want to have one for any real reason, let us know now. If there's, you know, as I like to keep having our meetings once a month at least. Okay, we're going to go with December 11th. Okay. All right, so our next meeting, December 11th at 10 o'clock. All right. Okay, back to our agenda.
That was the final item on the agenda.
Right. So comments before we ask for to end the meeting? Anybody have any suggestions or comments?
And if I can, Steve, I would just like to thank you and Ainsley. And I use this term personally. I think that you two have been doing a dynamic job, and I really appreciate us being in space, being able to assist with this, because it's really big. If you look at what was done over the last year, this is really, really big, and bringing so many different people together in this space. You're doing a great job at leadership, and Ainsley, I just tip my hat to you. I need to go to you for some tech experience, but I appreciate you too.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gordon. Thank you in particular, and a number of the other folks who are returned citizens who have come back to show us how great your life is and what you've been doing, and how we should reach out to so many more people who are involved with the system to help them become great citizens like you. And I mean, that's our whole target. The whole target is the folks who are in our institutions who need programs and services. We never give up. We can help people be as great as they can possibly be, and that's what we're all about. Okay. Does somebody want to entertain a statement to end the meeting for today? Somebody want to move? I guess that's the word. I'm not too good at parliamentary terminology, so. Is there a motion to end the meeting? Please.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, thank you. Second? Thank you, Mary.
I'll second.
Okay, Karen, appreciate it. All right, so thank you all, and have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And we'll see you on December 11th, and we'll send out any news about the report in the meantime. Okay. Thank you so much.